Hi there, mateys. This is Scary Scouts of Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Captain Simon Perry here. I just a little bit slept in the morning for the midnight and the nightfall, so I just got for the play for the continuity on Tides of War, the Pirates of the Caribbean gameplay today. So if you have it about enjoy play it on phones, iPads, computers, or laptops, and a lot of stuff to do. If you had to think about some of those about farm, lumber, and Silver Islands today, if you have to get the resources today on the foods, woods, and the silver coins today, and if you have to figure out if a real what it says. So letters to the mark on the second one, I got 126 letters to the mark on second ones, and the first one. And the first letters to the mark could be at about the 28th today. So it is hard as many as I can. And EITC forces and territory today, and enemy pirates territory today. And that's just all I'm gonna do today. So pirates versus pirate battle today. If you notice this, because I am noticed, I have to show you for everybody. And to the game in the gameplay today. So if I have to figure out what it is, just like it says, and if they have the issues, I just wanted to make sure and to get yourself the gameplay today. So I just speed of level 2 to 4 today, the Curse of the Black Pearl, and 10 to 12 today, Add Dead Man's Chest and Add World's End, and level 18 to 20 on Stranger Tide. So Demo Town of Tales is about the coming soon today. So if they want us to do, and all I have to do is about they mentioned that on 26 to 28 today, and as the day as the true, as the Silent Mary, as Amanda Salazar. That could be long stories about for year 1, about 1751, for the quest for the Trident of Poseidon. So every motionless 109 pirate ships was the left side of the Barbossa's fleet was a destruction by Silent Mary, led by Armando Salazar and his crew, Lieutenant Lazaros, Maz, Santos, Amanda, and all of the Spanish soldiers and crew today. And then they could return to the terrifying today to the ghost soldiers. If they have to kill every pirate at sea, and if that records and about everything about the shipwrecked, and they could be turned to the fog in the darkness, all over the turn in the night, then I'm not sure if sometimes notice about the Monarch, the warship, the galleon, and was chasing to the Ruddy Rose, the Dutch bark, was stolen from the Dutch Royal Navy to the pirates. The shore led by Captain Bonner today, and having noticed about 51 years later, then Salazar says there are too many 51 years, just Devil's Triangle just cursed them somehow, just contempting them, some way. It was just like him. It was just like the evil turned out to this ruthless, soulless, cross-gang cur. When Salazar's revenge to react to find a way to the Sparrow, and with its compass's key was open up for its compass, open up just turning the wave like clock. And I want to think he hears about the earthquake, the rock, when the rock in the Devil's Triangle was also destroyed, and where the Silent Mary and his crew was freed to kill hunting the pirates, then we would have to sail it to the Red Dragon. What it says the captain is unknown. And Bowen left Bowen left her from the Black Pearl from the last 51 years. So they have been damaged the whole lot. They haven't been idea of what is it about for long stories. When the pirates wasn't at the quest, was on the Razor, like Charybdis, Megalodon, and the Kraken, like open up like ships we can do. It just have to swing up and down, just like this says. The Red Dragon was Razor and eaten. The crash over on the half of the ship was the sank. With the ghost eagle, with the ghost bird, I don't know what I got said. Ghost eagles. That's what they can do. That's why they heard it about the ghost bird was freaking out for the crew. Then he discovers that Johnny Lark, Golden Pheasants, Rising Phoenix, and 5 pirate ships was also destroyed all the fight for the night when the Shanxa's reaction with Barbossa did, led by Malloy the Murtaugh on the breaking news. Then we have the bad news to have on aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge and the St. Martin from Tortuga, and after Blackbeard died. The authority could be have deal with the dead, and Salazar was mostly to find a way for Jack Sparrows was on the straight, because that I do. I have a course of all the ways down, but I can be, and that would find about St. Martin it can do. I was so much to be watching over about it escaped from the St. Martin for part 1 and 2, then destruction of Barbossa's fleet to deal with the Salazar, and Karina and Jack was executed to the guillotine and hanging neck until it is dead. Why? So the why is that she is a former witch, and she is a astronomer, played by Kaya Scolorio and Johnny Depp, Brenda Thwaites, and David Schofield, and David Wenham as John Scarfield, joining the British Royal Navy as villains. Then lieutenant officers and the soldiers was fighting the ambush with cannon fire from ruining the execution. And then discovers it. Then Dix and Francis are formidable, are really conscious, and it just ran away. They retreated. They went back to the Dying Gold to find a way to save 10 silver pieces, and there's a lot of Spanish money on this coin on a lot of the Blackbeard's cabins and the water box. It looks like empty. Why would they run away? Like movie House like Starboard do. And he lost his life, lost their life. They haven't been started for now, and the humanity could be about Henry and Karina was prisoner for the Dying Gold, and she floats, and Queen Anne's Revenge encounters for Silent Mary when Barbossa tells his men to the border to stand the ground is shown up here, and he got with the maneuverability to swing over, almost attack and destroy the Revenge. And Barbossa was yells for the Salazar up there, the top of there, and like Razor is like the mouth, like the Megalodon, like Kraken's mouth, like the cannons on it, like a cannons under there, and they seem that it goes on the horizon on the sunrise. It seems like Barbossa met the Salazar one the first time, and he's became former privateer. He was a pirate. He was in the man will die, would give it have so eight men forces the Barbossa's crew to leave from Queen Anne's Revenge, leading to abandon his ship, and when suddenly his ship was left, his left lost was the sea and the winds, the tide of the ocean. When the Silent Mary and became to abandon the ship from Queen Anne's Revenge to the board formerly of Silent Mary. It was the Molloy and the Murtaugh and the crew was run aboard to Silent Mary. Then when the van was beginning to abandon to its sank, and when the Blackbeard's memories to death, when the Dying Girl was sailed to the Trident, when the Queen and the Henry was caught about the stories, when the Jack and his crew was humiliated from Carina, or he able to get the map, he's going to kill him, and he will throw it over to the water. He was one of the that says, if it could not be believing, if I notice, he was a specialization to Shansa was watching over to the power of the sea, and what Carina did want to write it over his wall. Shansa was sea witch. When she didn't have the witch, she is an astronomer. She doesn't afraid to Lieutenant Scarfield. Then when the captors on the board of the XX, like some of those about 88 guns, like so amazingly on the some of those of the Trident on the stars. Nomad can man no read. Everything has a problem there. So if it's either Carina, I decided Carina was it says, release the power seas, almost divide. So what has he said? The Butcher was a sea, El Matador Del Mar. What he did, Salazar did tell everything. We have a confusionable, like some thousand men, like Pirates did, like Special. If I did the most experiences, however, if I have to be the starter for now, because I am very watchable for reaction to the deleted scenes, to break into his father's curse, to flee to his Dutchman, and he lives in the bottom of the sea. Takes about 10 years later. Then Will Turner's turned to the curse of the sea turtles, and the crew of a Dutchman was on the from Davy Jones. He was eternally from takes all used to them from the Flying Dutchman. He says also so. Then there could be a lot of those things about all over the plan. Then it basically reality of Henry's father was curiosity for Carina. His longful stories. Her father was the Marcus Smith. Then he is also the nose of Carina's father. He could find a long lost daughter. And Barbossa's crew, the board of the Silent Mary, joining for the Salazar. When the Queen Anne's Revenge thus left the bandit sank in the winds and tides of the sea, and he was a gift to his Jack's compass, given by Shansa did from the tavern. When Amando was stories was El Matador Del Mar, Ballad of the Devil's Triangle. So what he says? So I believe, I understand. I just want to say, though who helped everything would have that he needed. Because he needed, because what I thought, because I ever thought about you. And Salazar was battle for the Devil's Triangle, letting the 9 dozen ships, including Wicked Wrench and the 1700s, find like younger Jack Sparrow and his crew all together once more and again. So when the pirate ships was sank, all in the night, all the crews was killed and drowning, rowing the boats, and the Spanish soldiers shooting at it, all the rest of the pirates, and the rest of the ship was very escaped. As Shadowization is what is it becoming called somehow. Thanks to Wicked Wench was followed by Silent Mary, and his crew was very villains. They mostly have notorious pirate hunters as to the villains. Then he discovers the Devil's Triangle and his compass. He never betrays, and Morgan died in the battle, almost in the conscious, almost being wounded in destiny. And so why did Salazar was it about follow over into the Devil's Triangle, into the ghost like Torrance did? But and it turns red flower under the water like meteor, like cold red, and reaction to powerful like a ghost waves. Then Silent Mary and his crew turned into the curse, was under there the Devil's Triangle, was under explosion into the cliff, into the heights. Then when it came to the victory and Jack's tribute and Wicked Wrench was won, and Salazar was resurrected for the last 5 minutes ago, and he's paying. And Barbossa was straight to the fore. The Dying Ghost was just a small ship, and the conversations Jack, Karina, and Henry gives Marty, Scrum, Crumble, Jib, and Maddox, Ballard. He encourages to the whole lot of think about his interesting like donkey, krakens and mermaids, and astronomer his mom did. But he looked over behind under his death ship, and Salazar was enabled to react to the betrayal. So he's Jack's revenge. He just says no more ideas in his stories, but I don't think so. They don't think about suggest to the rowing the boat on the Hangman's Bay, and so the rowing the boats followed by Salazar's ship. When his spyglass was ever heard about the ghost sharks to kill the sparrow, he just sent it to by Amanda Salazar. The mostly this says no idea. I've heard about heard about some hard as a hell. It's also the way to get out of there. And when the sharks was attacking, turned into the closer the eyes and the resurrected under the water. So seeing what the ghost stares, he throws the water. He almost eat the boat. And Salazar was chasing for Jack, and the rest of the crew with the Queen Anne's Revenge was stay over behind the Silent Mary. Then suppressing, and if I heard it just starting out, as really notorious pirate hunters still heard about running on the waters. They're really bad idea. It's mostly do they have a Salazar did. They like did the same thing, and they see those mates. So Jack, Karina, and Henry was run away from Salazar's crew, and she just ran in the jungle and trapped, and no strangers here, and The Access and his crew was captured at the Dying Gold, whilst the small ship was abandoned and it sank. And the rest of the crew and Marty, Gibbs, Scrum, Jib, Kremble, and Madhouse was captured. Bowen was captured. Bowen, Jib, and Kremble was captured. He eliminated to go to the prison. It was there find a way to his dead. He has a heading, and Jack and Henry finds a way to Karina and is trapped into the net. That too, and he was sentenced all to his death, the execution for his pirates. He carnival his honor in accordion and at a court. He releases his crew to get off his ghost ships, and when the whale oil bone was Hangman's Bay, and in the priest and Pig Kelly and the sister is Beatrice, almost all to be kissed, and he shot up the sky. He shot out of the bone, and he shoots Pig. And when Barbossa's betrayal for Jack was the trading by Salazar, and the Black Pearl was under his Jack's coat, and his sword of trident for Blackbeard, it is a trapped bottle in shrunken ship, and he breaks the bottle, and he drops it, and grows it was shrunken, and she had to see into back to the world to the original size. When the Pearl was sailing and arrived to in the cordiality on the island, they had no idea, but Karina and Henry was released to follow the stars, to look around to the night and the horizon. When the Jack was one captain left by Barbossa did. He was a long lost daughter about for the last 90 years. So Will Turner's son was left behind for depths in the water when the Access released from a Dying Gold, with departure to go to the Black Pearl was original size from Queen Anne's Revenge. And this says they're confirming to somehow where this is going to. So as much of it there, everything could be have a lot of sea battles on the ships left to the final battle, and the Access was cannon fire for almost destroyed the Black Pearl. When the Silent Mary was thundering storm for roars, and when the ship was crushed and explosions, and he falls the Pearl for no reasons for the good villains. And then he has to start it now, and so he has to go to the gallows for now. Then he fights over to the mutiny, and the rest of them also to aid for help. When the Jacks chasing from Salazar, and around the cannon on the edge, and his ships was the two mostly scared enough, and he went aboard and signed the gun deck, and Salazar was also there saying, where she fight, kills a sparrow, he's dead. And there is a Black Rock Island in the land. Silent Mary was on a insanity when the Black Pearl was trapped in the land in the sea, in the Black Rock there. So they have stars there. They're the last ruby, and they put it on their Jack, Karina, and Barbossa did. They'll have to saying, if you notice this, they're like water. They're like ocean falls. They're like earthquakes, and it's just mostly they do about Poseidon's tomb. They've been like delicacies like humpback whales, like giant ones, original size, like sea mammals. If they have a some really dangerous there, when they tried to Poseidon was on the tomb, when the Jack of Karina was founded, when the Henry was turned into the Salazar Salazar turning into the Henry's body to the ghost were to kill Jack. To the wiser ghost Spanish under the water onto the deep in the ocean floor like Davy Jones' locker. Salazar carries his trident spear, and most of he says, no idea. He was going to kill Jack, and his break the curse turned into the human form when his ship was sunk. When the Spanish ship of the line was very fate, was abandoning ship to sink, and all the crew was turned to the humans. When his father and his flying Dutch are free from the curse, he rises up at the horizon of the sea. When the Pearl was at the anchor longer once, when Barbossa rescued Jack, Carina and Henry, and the Salazar's last chase to run over to Poseidon's tube to the destruction. When his ships was turning around like almost fall into the waterfall quicks, and he just shoveled up all the he just anchored down. He just anchored down by rock like coral reef, and he just roared. Salazar killed by Barbossa and his crewmen, and he just sacrificed to kill Armando Salazar and his crew, and the Silent Mary was victorious. But he went over once and again when the Black Pearl was free, and her father was sacrificed to death, and in the pirate's life, Hector. When the Jack the Monkey whispers, "He is the best in peace, Lord of God," and Henry and Carina went back home for Elizabeth Swan's lighthouse for Jamaica, and he was also the romantic kiss. And he has the spyglass. The Flying Dutchman has the white sails. From the kingdom of also they have Spain, the Buccaneers. Will Turner's reunited with his son, and his wife was reunited, call it out happy ending. And new Captain Jack Sparrow battery was reunited to sail the Black Pearl, and when the monkey was given his compass was, however, heard it about beloved the horizon, following the stars, to going back to Tortuga to sail through Barbossa's memories, and he rises into sunset, and in the post-credit scenes, and they were sleeping into the house, and footsteps on the stairs, and he's opened the door just slowly, and there's the dark ghost into the Davy Jones, also known as resurrected after Henry Turner break the curse from a trident of Poseidon, and Davy Jones was still on the curse on the sea turtles, and his crab, he was the dream of it. He just stay with his wife while they're sleeping. He just has to end it now. Well, that's a great movie. 2 hours and 10 minutes, guys. So do not forget to subscribe to my content today, ladies and gentlemen. You could look out for the follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or Flying Cameras, Twitch, Livestream, Streamy, Patreons, Snapchats, Gaming Challenge, Juggy Stores, Cocker Story, Talk, Tumblr, and Hangouts. Like and comment on the links in the description of the day. And YouTubers, actor, to fan size, and the coordinated men, women, and children and kids, and the seniors today. If you find a way to watch my channels today, and feel freedom to be death. So don't forget, to my world, sure be always be with you. Keep you regimented, mateys.